What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Matrix Metrics. You're here with the man behind the Matrix, your commish, to lead you through the statistical maze that is Week 5. Before we get on to Week 5, though, let's take a look back at Week 4 and see who hit the jackpot and who was playing with Monopoly money.
And at one point, he said, let's get it on.
Looking at the standings from Week 4, one thing stayed the same from Week 3 to 4, and that's that Noah remains undefeated.
4-0, bitches. Salute.
I spoke too soon last week and thought Cody would be in the 3-1 spot right behind Noah, but a half-point victory by Kevin puts him in second place, although don't get too comfortable. One misstep and you could fall back to the pack.
Harry, I've reached the top!
One of the big reasons why Noah and Kevin are at the top is they haven't really had to deal with a lot of injuries. Well, that was until last week when Rashee Rice went down for Kevin, but this group here in the middle at 2-2 is getting so good at utilizing their IR spots that they pretty much are asking their team this on a weekly basis.
Can he play?
He's in a coma.
Answer my question. Can he play?
I don't even think he can breathe. We got to get him to a hospital immediately.
As for these three teams down here at the bottom, we got a few things going on. One of them moved to the East Coast, and it's really fucking with his fantasy mojo adapting to the new kickoff times, while the other two have some valuable draft picks that they're still waiting to see the field. No matter how you look at it, a third of the way through the season, these teams are still grappling with how they feel about this sport.
You think football is still fun?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes, no.
No?
Sir, well, it was fun.
Not anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not by now.
No, it's not fun anymore. Not even a little bit.
No.
Make up your mind.
No.
Think. Since you're thinking, now go on, think. Is it fun?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Absolutely not?
Zero fun, sir.
Speaking of zero fun, this last week's race to the low score has to be one of the most suspenseful I've ever seen. There were 4 teams, all within 2 points of each other, fighting for that lowest score this last week. But just like he does with every locker room dogpile, Daniel found his way to the bottom.
Fuck this shit.
I think I've heard that at the bottom of a dogpile before. Moving on to last week's high score, and recipient of $10 is Brian Bolduck. Real worst to first story here is Brian had the low score in week 2. Not bad for a guy that didn't even get to name his own team.
I won. The money is mine. I have the money. The money is mine.
The last thing on our agenda for week 4 is our weekly Bench Boner Award. Coming into Monday night, both Kevin and Daniel had left an equal amount of points on the bench and were heading towards our first ever split boner.
Ouch, baby. Very ouch.
But Monday Night Football threw everything for a loop. Scott, fresh off his first win of the year, stepped in to save the day and prevent Kevin and Daniel from being Pornhub's most searched term in week 4. And he also did it with a player that wasn't even on his active roster. Week 4 definitely provided some drama and ruined a few weekends. So let's forge ahead to week 5 and see if we can ruin someone's entire season. Let's start off with Daniel versus Scott, because there's a whole lot going on here. First off, congrats to Scott. He's going to break the all-time scoring record here. And the good news for Daniel is he only needs 6.5 points out of his 2 players going on Monday night to avoid taking another shot. The bad news for Daniel is he's going to turn his 5-game losing streak to Scott into 6, and he's going to drop to 1-12 all-time versus Scott.
Did someone call 9-1? Holy shit!
Next up is Cody versus Brian in a very hard-fought battle that has nothing on the line Monday night, as this one is already final. Lamar versus Joe Burrow really fueled this matchup with 114 points between the two of them. It's just what Brian needed to dig himself out of the 0-2 hole that he started the season in to get on a 3-game winning streak. Cody had won 2 in a row in this matchup, but Brian will take the win here, and he'll move to 10-13 all-time versus Cody.
Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is.
Moving on to Drew versus Noah. This one doesn't say it's final, but it might as well be. Derek Carr would need to throw about 6 touchdown passes to the opposite team for Noah to come back and win here. But Drew is going to win his second in a row against Noah and hand Noah his first loss of the season. Noah took a victory shot last week, and it looks like he might be adding 2 more this week, only with some tears mixed in with that liquor. Good news for Noah is, though, he still holds the advantage in this series all time, 6-4.
Why do we fall, sir? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Next up is Kevin versus Mitch, and I'm not going to say this is impossible for Mitch, but it's definitely improbable. Kevin has a 12-point lead going into Monday night, and he's got Alvin Kamara and Travis Kelce in his back pocket, so Rashid Shaheed would have to have the best game we've ever seen from a wide receiver in history for Mitch to pull off any kind of upset here. Kevin came into this with a 9-7 series lead, and it looks like he's going to make it 10.
A 10! A 10! A fucking 10!
Last but not least, we have our game of the week, and it's not just because I'm in it. It's 2 of our founding fathers and the brain trust behind SSOP. Normally a 97% chance to win and a 43.5 point lead going into Monday night would make you feel pretty comfortable. But when you're staring at the other sideline and your opponent's last-ditch effort is Patrick Mahomes, nothing is certain. Your commish holds a 15-7 all-time lead in this series over Randall, and a win here would make it 2 in a row.
You like that? You like that?
Well, that pretty much does it for this week's Matrix Metrics. It is already October, so it's time to start throwing out some dates for a little brunch and football meetup. But until I see you guys in person, I'll see you in the war room, and I'll see you on the waiver wire. Until next time.